Hi everybody and welcome back to our 12 days of DIY craft making series. We are in day 3. Welcome to day 3, and day 3 brings us beaded bookmarks, my friends. Now, quickly, why am I putting beaded bookmarks in this DIY crafting 12 day series? Well, there's a couple of reasons. First of all, it's a DIY craft. But secondly, although I have made this many times and many versions of a beaded bookmark in my channel over the last year or so, guys, this is one of my most popular videos. It is, I think, my second or third highest viewed video throughout the year. And I thought it deserved. I think that makes it make the list for DIY crafting. I'm going to be showing you, friends, not to spoil, but a little of a spoiler alert. We're going to be making 2 other versions of bookmarks throughout this 12 days. So this is going to be our first one, a beaded bookmark. But I'm not going to tell you anything else because I'm not even supposed to tell you what we're getting into for our 12 days. But guys, this is so easy. Anybody can do this. They're super simple. And there's a gazillion and one ways that we can accomplish making a beaded bookmark. So today, I give you also a kit. We have a beaded bookmark kit. Put these together. So we're going to do something completely different that I have not even done before on my channel, which is we are going to use our beads and make a beaded loop and then hang our dangles. And then we've used one portion of a toggle cramp. Whenever I am satisfied with the length of beads that I've made, I'm going to feed on my crimp. And in my case, I'm using 11 of the beads for my loop. 11. Okay? So I'll pull you down and show you, move you a little bit here. Okay, so what we'll do is I have now fed my crimp on right here. And then what we'll do, guys, is I'll just randomly feed on 11 more of these 3mm. Now you can make your loop, this beaded loop, you can actually, count out however many beads you want. It's totally up to you. There are no rules, so you can put on less beads or more beads, and I'll show you in 1 second what I am talking about to make the loop. Your bead count basically is just subjective to how big you want your beaded loop. And I'm going to show you that right now as soon as I get this last little guy to stop running away on me. Now, come on, little guy. There you are. Okay. So, there we go, guys. So, do you see my crimp? It's right here. Okay. So, my loop, if I pull this around, I'm going to try to hold it right at the end. And I'll pull it around to wherever my crimp is, right there. And that is how big my beaded loop would be. Okay, now if you want a bigger beaded loop, just add a few more beads. If you want a smaller one, add less beads. But 11 makes a pretty small little loop there, but I think it's relative to the size of the beads, and I think it'll be cute. And now what we do to make this beaded loop, guys, is we are going to take our tail and we're going to go around all of those beads we just fed on, and we'll go ahead and feed it through the crimp. But we're not going to crimp it just yet. We're going to make our dangles first. So there's my tail, and then once I pull that, it's going to push that together. So there's my loop. Okay, now I'm going to put a bead stopper right there on that tail piece of that wire. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to make my dangles, and I'm going to feed my dangles in between my beads here. Okay, and I want to make sure that I have enough wiggle room so that my dangles are, like I just said, are in between the beads, not on top of the beads. But that's also a design preference. You can do whatever you want. Or you don't have to do any dangles at all. But we're going to wire wrap them to make them nice and secure. So I have my beads here. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to keep my little bead stopper right there. I'm gonna pull you back up, okay? And let me push that out of the way. Push that one up. Okay, and so I'm just gonna use my head pin. We're just gonna do simple wire wrap loops here. And so what I'll do is, I think what I'm gonna do is the red one's gonna go in the center. Okay, and I'll just put a bend in it. I'm gonna use the smallest portion, the 2mm, because we do not need that big of a loop at all. And I am going to push that wire up and around and over. And then I am going to determine where on my loop I want it to go. So I have 11 beads, so I probably want to go like 1, 2, 3. So I think I want to start at the 4th bead down. I'll just wrap that around a few times here. And we'll trim that off. I actually need my other ones. And we'll tuck that in. Okay, so that's my middle dangle. And now I'm going to do my little bottleneck bead and my little check glass. Looks so cute. And we'll put a bend in it. And we'll just pull that around. Make ourselves a little loop here. And then I'm gonna just put that one right next to it, right there. So we have our little dangles right on the bottom there. That is so adorable. Okay, and so now I can remove my bead stopper, and then all we do is crimp it off, guys. Really super easy. But do make sure that you're leaving yourself enough room to crimp. So go magical crimps in this kit. The reason I'm doing that is just I don't want to fuss with a crimp cover, and this will make this nice and secure as well. Like I said, it's a bookmark, right? So it's going to get lots of use, and just want to make sure it's nice and secure, but also it's turning that crimp into a round bead, as you can see, and it doesn't look like anything other than part of the design. Nobody will ever notice. And we'll just trim that tail off. Very fun and colorful. I love it. And so there is day 3, my friends, of our 12 days. And here's 3 totally different bookmarks made similarly, but different. And, you know, guys, look, if you've got things in your stash, pull them out, guys. Pull your connectors out. You know, if you've got, I've got a couple things in front of me. Here's a toggle. Here's another part of a toggle. Let me just, to give you guys some other little ideas, you know, here's a whole entire thing of connectors I have. All kind of connectors, guys. You know, anything that you have. Here's some round links. You know, here's some cool turtles I have. You know, anything that you've got in your stash. Here's a triple infinity link that I have. Some cool little spirals. I love these. You know, anything, the Chinese knot connectors, anything that you have, a clasp or a connector, guys, you can add to one or both sides or even in the middle of your bookmark, and just get creative with it. You can use toggles, of course. So I hope you guys enjoyed day 3, and I am so excited and loving the series. I hope you guys are enjoying. I can't wait to tape tomorrow, day 4. So until tomorrow, day 4, friends, be blessed.